Last December, Indore made headlines after several people died and over 100 were hospitalized after drinking contaminated water. This tragedy highlighted a grim reality in most Indian cities. Water contamination issues pose not only an inconvenience but also a public health threat. While the Indore crisis made national headlines, our own Shillong is grappling with its silent but widespread water contamination problems. Though the problem has not turned fatal so far, but the issue is deeply concerning nonetheless. Known for its scenic hills and pristine water bodies, Shillong might seem far removed from headlines about contaminated water. Yet, recent laboratory analysis and environmental testing show that water supplied to most localities in the city is unfit for drinking and other household purposes. Earlier, Meghalaya Monitor had reported about untreated sewage water being discharged into the streams in city. In 2023, an alarming report revealed that in 44 out of 46 localities of the city, drinking water samples failed to meet safe quality standards due to microbial contamination and chemical imbalances. Today's conversation matters because, unlike other isolated events, water contamination is systemic in the city, posing long term health and infrastructure challenges. The State Food Testing Laboratory found that samples of water from almost all localities in the city contained unsafe levels of contaminants. The samples had fecal contamination, showed high acid levels and high turbidity and elevated iron content. Such contaminated water cannot be considered safe for drinking, cooking, or even bathing without adequate treatment, and if used over longer durations, can contribute to chronic illnesses, especially among vulnerable sections like children and elders. Several interconnected factors contribute to the poor quality of drinking water in Shillong. Among them are poor sewage infrastructure, pollution of source water bodies, and aging distribution system. Rivers that feed the drinking water supply are contaminated with human waste and garbage. Sewage discharge into these water bodies has significantly increased their biological oxygen demand and fecal coliform counts, indicating that untreated waste is entering waterways. Shillong lacks proper sewage treatment facilities, and this has been a long standing problem, but the government is yet to find a solution to this. Also, the water distribution network in the city has old pipes that can allow contaminants to enter the system through leaks and backflow, worsening quality even if treatment at the source were adequate. All these factors create a situation where untreated or poorly treated water enters households, exposing residents to pathogens and chemical problems long before any filtration or boiling. Addressing Shillong's water contamination problem requires a multi-pronged approach, including proper sewage treatment units, regular and transparent water treatment, and public awareness. There is an imminent need for building proper sewage treatment infrastructure so that contaminated water, before it is being supplied to the households in city localities, can be treated properly. There is also a need for regular and transparent testing of drinking water in the city so that there is a proper monitoring system to check contaminants in drinking water supplied to the households in the city. The government must invest in modern water treatment at the supply side. Simultaneously, citizens should be educated about water safety practices, such as boiling and using certified filtration, until systemic improvements are in place. While the tragic deaths linked to contamination of drinking water in Indore brought all attention to water quality checks nationally, Shillong's problem is no less serious. With fecal contamination, acidic water, and polluted distribution networks affecting most localities, the city's water is unsafe for drinking and poses broader public health risks. Ensuring safe, clean drinking water in Shillong is not only an environmental obligation but also a social imperative.